Well, hello everybody, Bunchcoon here, and welcome back to Lords Mobile. Here is a player with the Mythic gear piece. I've been noticing a lot of items popping up, particularly offhand items, and none with Champ that I've seen so far. But last night I recorded the video and I didn't really go too in-depth into it. It was just kind of a quick overview thing, and so I figured that maybe, just maybe, I should cover a little bit more into it and maybe think of things that could be coming soon. Now, first off, I want to go back and I want to check out these things right here. 24 Blazing Embers is what a champ piece is going to be. So if you see somebody pop around with that within the next week or so, then you know that you are dealing with a massive spender, because that's not cheap. That is not cheap to achieve whatsoever. And then, gosh, all these items, they take quite a bit. But it's not hard to research. So let's see, is the mail available for us to see? Here it is. All right. So it reads, upgrade your legendary equipment to Mythic grade in the new update. All right. So according to legend, the fires of creation consumed the old world, and our world was born from the ashes. Remnants of this fire have recently been discovered. The blazing embers are extraordinarily hot, and researchers have learned to use them to upgrade even legendary equipment, producing a new line of powerful mythic gear. So obviously you can forge mythic equipment in the academy. You research breakthrough, which is in the military command tree, and then adjusted legendary shadow sigil skill now hides your equipment at any grade from others. Okay. Alright, so you only need a legendary shadow sigil to hide your mythic equipment. So that's neat too. And then some turf quests related to mythic equipment. And I don't know if I could see any of that. I really don't think I can. Still got so much left that I need to do. I haven't even built... I don't have T4 traps yet. I'm very slow at this. But what does this mean for the game, really? That's probably what a lot of people are wondering. Now, I, a little while ago, predicted that something like this would happen. I figured that some of the steps were taking already existing items and improving upon them, which means increasing an extra grade beyond what you already see. It's like in Destiny. They started out with certain weapons and then they increased, bad example. I'm really bad at explaining this, but they came out with mythic stuff, but then they raised the level cap, and instead of making just the gear obsolete, they gave a way to have a lot of gear be improved upon and be relevant again. And so, because they haven't really released a new combat gear set in a long time, aside from variations of champ gear and stuff like that, you can pretty well assume that rather than working on a new set of combat gear, they're just going to improve upon the old ones. That became more and more obvious as they came out with hard rocks and voodoo shamans, things that had nothing to do with combat, really. And so, with that in mind, the mythic stuff was born. It was a pretty good no-brainer, and because of that, I'm willing to bet that one of the next steps is that these bad boys right here, maxed out, are not going to remain maxed out for long. I definitely see them improving, a mythic version of them coming out in the future as well. And in addition to that, I think that jewels, and perhaps even eventually sigils, will also improve beyond the legendary grade. So that is definitely something to look out for, definitely something to prepare for. You don't want to be caught off guard with something like this. This is something that's going to be with you. Your gear now has the option to be upgraded further. You can choose not to if you want to. But if you want to remain relevant in certain aspects, then it's something to really look into. And in some cases, it's not overly expensive. And I'll give one example right over here. I've got this, my beautiful little Terror Vial. It was the first gear piece that I took to gold that was a pay-to-play item. And this little bad boy right here can be taken to Mythic, my goodness, Mythic, and all you need are 3 purple embers. It's not too difficult to do. And this thing alone gives you 22.4% infantry attack boost. That's a nice infantry attack boost for being a little level 50 gear piece. Beyond that, we've got quite a few items that it's just unfortunate, really. I don't think that the free-to-play items should cost any embers whatsoever, but they do, and their boost isn't even that great. It's not really worth it. But this one right here, also only 3, and it is one of the favorites of players that are using like heavy calves gear to use. And right here, I've got an eye ready. I could upgrade it right now. It would be no problem. Just so long as I get a couple more embers, which won't be too hard to do. And there is an event about to come out as well. Mystic Crafts right here. And so Mythic Crafts. Mythic? Mystic. Mythic Crafts. I said it wrong. So right there, you're going to have 3 different ways to get some pieces. So definitely get in on that event, especially if you're free to play, because you might be able to get a little bit of your free-to-play gear to Mythic. Not a lot, but that is what I would definitely bank on if you are free-to-play. If you are pay-to-play, I would really recommend taking your time with something like this. Maybe just going for the $5 to $20 packs. I bought the 5 and 20, but I think in the future I'm only going to get the 5. I'm not too worried about hurrying up and getting some of these items to Mythic, because, I mean, heck, I don't even have a lot of my gear to gold. So, I've got a ways to go. I'm not in any rush. Anyway, that's a bit more in-depth of a look into this new stuff. Definitely pay to play. It is not a free-to-play thing at all. And those of you that are just running around with strictly free-to-play gear, let me see. This might be the best option that I would work on for you, is to go to the Queen Bee set, go all the way down, and the Honeycomb Chaps are probably a good bet to work on in switching to a Mythic item. That's if you are only free to play, but that will cost you 6, which is a little bit. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Until the next one, bye.